It's time for another low-effort review of Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion. It's bad. Okay, look, it's not worse than the original Crisis Core, not by a long shot. It's just that it really puts into perspective how bad the original Crisis Core was. If you were thinking about buying this because you thought they were going to connect it to Final Fantasy Remake, don't. This is just the original Crisis Core. That is all that it is. The controls are better. The graphics are much better. The voice acting may be worse. But this is just Crisis Core. Slot machine level ups and all. Now, for those of you who haven't played the original Crisis Core, it is basically more anime bullshit on top of Final Fantasy VII's anime bullshit. Like, if Final Fantasy VII is like a 5 in terms of anime bullshit, this is a 13. It ostensibly tells the story of Zack and how he met Cloud and, everything that happened before Final Fantasy VII. It's a prequel. The thing is, none of it makes sense. There's this gacked self-insert OC, Genesis, and Zack's mentor and Sephiroth's buddy, Angeal, who constantly talks about honor. And nearly all the enemies are clones for some reason. And it's just bad. The writing is so bad. Now, when characters like Aerith show up, suddenly it becomes kind of good. You get that feeling of it attaching itself to the greater Final Fantasy VII narrative. But these points are few and far between. And the dialogue is just weird and stilted and poorly localized. It makes next to no sense. The combat system feels a little bit more like Remake, which is a good thing. There are spell shortcuts, there are item shortcuts, which is a good thing. The original worked a lot more like early Kingdom Hearts. But the slot mechanics still feel so random. And the mission system is where I have my biggest gripe. You see, you do missions to unlock things like new shops, new equipment, new materia. The problem is, at the power level to beat the game, you'll do like 25% if even of these missions. And 25% is not enough to unlock anything. If you unlock all the cool shops and abilities, you're going to be a powerhouse for the whole game, and it is going to be boring. Not to mention, completing these missions is boring. They all take place on the same 5 maps. The only thing you ever have to do is rush toward a marker and kill some enemies. They're all the same quests. Now, while I wouldn't recommend you play it, I do recommend you experience the story. Although most of it is just anime melodrama. It puts a lot of things into focus. Like, you get to know that Soldier First classes are supposed to be these weird anime superhumans. So when Cloud says he's Soldier First class and everybody is skeptical, it's because he kind of fights like a regular dude. So yeah, there's important story here. But man, did the gameplay slog. And that's probably because the original's gameplay slogged and I just didn't remember. I give Crisis Core Reunion a tripping out Cloud rocking back and forth in a wheelchair out of 10.